The Dodgers have done it again, and this time the frustration surrounding the team has reached another level. Los Angeles suffered another painful loss to the Arizona Diamondbacks, dropping the series with only one victory in 3 games. At a point in the season when consistency should be becoming a strength, the Dodgers are instead giving their fans more reasons to worry. The team still sits near the top of the National League West, but its recent performances have raised serious questions about the offense, the pitching staff, and perhaps most importantly, the decisions being made inside the dugout. From the opening inning, the Dodgers found themselves in trouble. Justin Verlander struggled to keep Arizona's hitters under control, and the Diamondbacks immediately took advantage. With a runner already on base, Ketel Marte stepped into the batter's box and delivered a 2-run home run, giving Arizona an early 2-0 advantage. For Los Angeles, it was exactly the kind of start they could not afford. Falling behind in the first inning forced the Dodgers to spend almost the entire game trying to fight their way back. Instead of controlling the tempo, Los Angeles was immediately placed in comeback mode. The pressure increased again in the second inning. Arizona executed a well-timed sacrifice bunt that moved the runner into scoring position, and another run eventually came across the plate. Gabriel Moreno then added an RBI double, pushing the Diamondbacks' advantage to 4-0. 4 runs down this early meant the Dodgers' offense suddenly had almost no room for error. Every missed opportunity became more important, and every empty inning made the comeback more difficult. But in the third inning, Los Angeles finally showed signs of life. With 2 outs and runners on first and second, Andy Pages stepped up and delivered an important double. The hit brought a run home and reduced Arizona's lead to 4-1. It was the first real offensive breakthrough for the Dodgers after Arizona had controlled the opening innings. For a moment, it looked like Los Angeles might finally be preparing for another comeback. The Dodgers continued pushing in the 6th inning. With 2 outs and a runner on first, Kike Hernandez delivered a triple into right field. The runner raced all the way around the bases and scored, cutting the Diamondbacks' lead to 4-2. Suddenly the Dodgers were only 2 runs away. There was still enough time left in the game for Los Angeles to change the result. The offense continued putting runners on base, but the biggest problem remained the same. The Dodgers could not deliver the decisive hit when they needed it most. And that problem became especially painful in the 8th inning. With no outs and a runner on first, Freddie Freeman came to the plate with an opportunity to create serious pressure. Instead, Freeman grounded into a double play. 2 outs disappeared almost instantly, and what could have become a dangerous rally was essentially stopped before it could develop. The Dodgers never recovered. In the 9th inning, Los Angeles failed to create any meaningful pressure. 3 consecutive outs ended the game, and Arizona secured a 4-2 victory. But after the final out, the conversation quickly moved beyond the players. The spotlight turned toward manager Dave Roberts. Roberts' decision-making has become one of the biggest subjects of criticism surrounding the Dodgers. The team still has an advantage in the NL West, but the margin for error is becoming smaller. Instead of using this stretch to strengthen their position, the Dodgers have repeatedly put themselves in difficult situations. One of the biggest questions involves the pitching staff. Justin Verlander has struggled during his recent appearances, particularly when it comes to limiting home runs and maintaining command. For a Dodgers team desperately searching for stability in its rotation, continuing to rely on a pitcher who is struggling has naturally created questions. The Dodgers need their starters to give them length and stability. When a starter exits early, the bullpen is forced to absorb additional innings. That creates another problem because relievers can become overworked, especially during a difficult stretch of the schedule, and that is where the pressure on Roberts becomes even greater. A manager has to think beyond one inning or one game. He has to consider the workload of every pitcher, the schedule ahead, the condition of the bullpen, and the importance of the games that are coming next. For a team with championship expectations, every decision matters. The Dodgers have enough talent to win games even when one part of the roster struggles, but when the offense and pitching staff decline at the same time, those mistakes become much more difficult to overcome. The biggest concern is that this is no longer just one bad game. The Dodgers have been struggling throughout August. The team entered this stretch with an impressive overall record, but its recent form has been dramatically different. Los Angeles has managed only one victory in its first 8 games of August. The team was swept at home by the Boston Red Sox and then suffered another 3-game sweep against the Chicago Cubs on the road. Now the loss to Arizona has added another disappointing result to the list. The Dodgers still have a strong overall record of 70-48 and continue to lead the National League West. That is important. Their season has not suddenly collapsed, but records can sometimes hide problems. The recent numbers reveal that Los Angeles is struggling in multiple areas at the same time. The offense is one of the clearest concerns. During August, the Dodgers have hit only around .244, while their OPS has fallen to approximately .661. Those numbers place them around the middle or lower portion of the National League during this stretch. Even more concerning is the number of runs they have scored. The Dodgers have produced only 25 runs in August, a surprisingly low total for a lineup filled with star power. That is where the frustration becomes understandable. This is supposed to be one of baseball's most dangerous offenses. The lineup includes Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and several other talented hitters. Yet the Dodgers have struggled to consistently put together big innings. Shohei Ohtani has continued to provide important offensive contributions, while players such as Andy Pages, Kiki Hernandez, and Miguel Rojas have also produced meaningful moments. But baseball is a team sport. When Ohtani struggles, the Dodgers need other hitters to step forward. When Betts is not producing at his usual level, the middle of the lineup has to compensate. When Freeman is getting hits but not producing enough impact in crucial situations, someone else needs to deliver the big swing. Right now that balance has been missing. Mookie Betts is one of the clearest examples. A player of his caliber is expected to influence games consistently, especially near the top of the batting order. But during this difficult stretch, Betts has struggled to create the same impact Dodgers fans have become accustomed to seeing. Freddie Freeman has remained relatively steady at the plate, but his production in important run-scoring situations has not been as impactful as the Dodgers need. That creates additional pressure on Ohtani and the few hitters who are consistently producing, and if those players have an off night, the Dodgers suddenly have very few options. But the offense is only half of the problem. The pitching staff has been even more concerning. The Dodgers' team ERA during August has climbed to approximately 5.27, one of the worst marks in baseball during this period. For a team with World Series ambitions, that number is extremely difficult to ignore. The Dodgers cannot expect their offense to score 5 or 6 runs every night just to survive. They need their pitching staff to provide stability, especially during the opening innings. That brings the focus directly back to Dave Roberts and the coaching staff. The question is not whether Roberts has been successful in the past. He has. The real question is whether the Dodgers can find the right formula quickly enough to stop this slide. There is still plenty of talent on this roster. There is still time to recover. The Dodgers still control their position in the NL West, but the season is moving toward its most important stage. If the pitching remains unstable, if the offense continues leaving runners stranded, and if the bullpen becomes overworked, the Dodgers could enter the postseason with more questions than answers, and that is exactly what makes this current stretch so dangerous. For Dave Roberts, the next several games will be about much more than simply winning or losing. They will be a test of his ability to manage workloads, make difficult pitching decisions, protect his bullpen, and keep the clubhouse confident. The Dodgers have the talent to compete for another World Series, but talent alone is not enough. They need consistency. They need execution. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to Baseball Pulse, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest Dodgers and MLB fans you know. More Dodgers updates, breaking MLB stories, and game analysis are coming your way. One or two players cannot carry an entire lineup every night.